Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? I want to thank everybody for coming here today. It is beautiful Thursday, June 9th, quarter after 4 here on the East Coast today, and I am extremely excited to be here with all of you, kicking off our demonstration of the Tacheon Warp predictive indicator for futures, forex, cryptocurrencies, equities, also for use with longer term options on daily and weekly time scales. And so it's an awesome day today for those of you that are here that currently own the software. Thank you so much for your support over the years. It's been invaluable to us, and we appreciate you as a customer, your referrals, your wonderful testimonials on Trustpilot, all that you've done to help us grow and spread the gospel of predictive data mining software, no longer trapped by the constraints inside of the boxes of lagging indicators. You're seeing what very few people in the markets choose to see. These markets we trade, whether they be crude futures on a 5-minute chart, Apple on a daily chart, Ethereum on a 15-minute chart, are to a very large degree, in my opinion, manipulated by large investment institutions, high-frequency algorithms, dark pools, and the like. And so one of the things that I'd like to do, and we're going to begin doing, I want to introduce you to someone who's going to show you how the software works, but from a different perspective. Going back some years now, we've worked with customers in the past that have helped us in a pro staffer capacity. That is to say, they've achieved a level of success and expressed a desire to help people who are, for all intents and purposes, wandering in the wilderness without this tool to assist them. And if you're new here today and you're checking us out for the first or second, and one of you is here for the 400th time, I believe, then the words coming from someone who's using the software in their trading should have that much more weight and merit with you, because not only has that person been in your position and listened to this demonstration to a large extent, the same way you're listening today, but they committed to the purchase, they committed to the process, and they've experienced the company from the inside out. And so in weeks, months, years prior, you were forced to ask, can this person, can Michael, teach me to do what he's showing me on the screen? Today we address that as I introduce to you pro staffer Jacob Royal, who not only has been through the system, learned what you're about to see, but put it to use in his own variants and variations profitably with his own accounts. And so without further ado, I want to introduce Jacob to you. Jacob, are you there?
I am. Hello, Michael.
Hello, brother. How are you today?
Oh, coming at you from Santa Barbara, California.
West Coast.
Doing well.
Yeah,
it's sunny and nice and hot and breezy, and that's just what happens here all the time.
And gasoline is only $22 a gallon by you.
I found one station for $21.50, so it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Just keep your head down and try not to think about it. It's fine.
Bicycles are back in vogue, I've heard.
Yeah, we do like our bicycles in Santa Barbara. Lots of beach cruisers.
I don't want to waste anyone's time here today. I will ask those of you that are here today, if you are a new customer, if you're looking at us for the first time, please be very vocal about your questions. If there are markets you want shown, exhibited, examples that you'd like reviewed, Jacob will be happy to do that. And for those of you that are existing customers, I would encourage you after the webinar to email Jacob. If you'd like to get together with him and potentially schedule a training or mentoring session, discuss how he's using the software successfully, those options are available to you, and you just simply have to email him, Jacob at backtothefuturetrading.com, to find out what's involved with that. Without further ado, ladies, gentlemen, please divert all of your attention. It's an honor today to give Jacob the reins, and I look forward to hearing how you guys did this afternoon. Jacob, take it over.
All right, let me make sure I'm sharing. Thank you, Michael, by the way. Let me make sure I'm sharing the right screen. I tend to have problems with this. Oh, here we go. All right, starting out on the right foot today. Boom, there you go. How's that look? Does that look like Tacheon TimeWarp Back to the Future featured presentation? I think we have it going. Awesome. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday from Santa Barbara. I'm in my office in the air conditioning with pretty much blackout blinds. In Santa Barbara and California in general, one can receive too much sunlight. It's sunny so often that I sometimes like to go into my office cave in the middle of the day, and that's where I am right now. Who do we got here? Welcome, everybody. We have 20 people. Awesome, I recognize some of these names. How's it going? Yeah, all right. Bharat, Jason, Chris, Robert Harris, Susan. Yeah, a bunch of people. Awesome. All right, so for those of you who have never seen one of our presentations, one of our webinars, I wish it was easier for me to just find out real quick who the new people are. I'm starting to get a feel of it though. Starting to get a feel for it. How's the heat? Yeah, it's not actually that bad. It's like 73. I said it was hot, but it's really not that hot. It's actually 73 and breezy with sunshine. I'm just spoiled rotten. I'm absolutely spoiled rotten. That is the perfect heavenly temperature as far as I'm concerned. Deandra, you're new. Oh, thank you. Who's ever new, could you do what Deandra did for me and just say in the chat box, hey Jake, I'm new or something like that? I really like to know, because you folks are the folks that I want to really speak to. Oh, nice. Okay, from Toronto, Jay. Oh man, I feel like that's probably French or something, and I'm gonna mess it up. I see. Oh, Jean Robert. Awesome, thank you. Anybody else? Anybody else is new? I feel like there's a couple names there. Deandra, Jean. Yeah, one of the main reasons that I decided to agree to work with Michael and Ron is I just love helping people. I went to Maine College of Art to study art, and then when the idea was, once I was finished with art school, I would go on to become a licensed art therapist. So ever since I was a kid in high school, I've wanted to help people psychologically and in multiple other ways. I just really get off on it. And I think even Mother Teresa, she was a little selfish, I think. She liked those jollies. She liked the jollies that she got from helping people. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, that's seriously, I'd say, the main reason that I was a little bit selfish. I do like the jollies that I get from helping people see the light. I wanted to be able to immerse myself fully in trading all day, every day. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so far Deandra, and sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, and Jean, welcome, and everybody else, welcome. Okay, so you folks probably haven't seen anything. Okay, I'm just gonna assume you haven't, so here we go. All right, commencing webinar slides. So we are the only, as far as I know, we're the only company online that gives the times and the directions of trades, set signals in advance. And by in advance, I mean on a minute chart, up to a week in advance, we can have the software print signals out. So on Tuesday, an email was sent out to thousands of people with those predictions on a bunch of markets, and the email contained, I'll go through some slides, but the email contained the signals for Wednesday and Thursday with our standard settings on the software. So what we do on Wednesday and Thursday is we check some of those signals out, see how they did. Some days are better than others, but what I have learned over having this software for pretty much 2 years is that over time, not even that much time though. I mean, usually no matter what back tests I've done, every single week you'll end up with a pause. I have ended up in my back tests, I have to be careful. In my back tests, I have ended up with a positive net at the end of every week. But yeah, you got to just pay attention to the rules and stick with the plan. So yeah, we're the only company that offers the times and directions of the trading signals in advance. We give you the rules in advance. Yeah, and 2 days later, we check some stuff out. I'm going to be showing you folks, Scott, because there's a lot of customers here, people that have the software, and I've been using one particular setup for quite some time now, and that's the one I'm gonna show everybody. I'm not gonna just do signal to signal, so I mean, why not? Why not get even more benefit? Because this system that I have it's fantastic. I mean, I've been boiling I have lots of ideas. Probably too many, but out of all of the ideas that I've had trading wise, I've settled on this one final setup and these rules. There's only 8 rules, and I'll bust the rules out here in a little bit. Okay, so I really do agree with this quote here. My big thesis is that although the world looks messy and chaotic, if you translate it into the world of numbers and shapes, patterns emerge, and you start to understand why things are the way they are. Yeah, what do they call it? The God code. We start out and we look at charts, and I remember when I first started trading, I didn't know anything. I didn't know what a wick was. I didn't know what a candle was. I certainly didn't know what a green, why some candles were green and some candles were red. I just assumed that there was, the price went down during red candles. I didn't know where the close of the candle was or why, or the open of the candle, let alone just this squiggly, crazy mess of catastrophe and chaos. But in that chaos, if you study chaos theory, eventually patterns do emerge in all of nature. And as far as I'm concerned, trading is part of nature, because we're nature. We are natural beings. And I have this theory that anything that humans produce, this could definitely be argued, and I actually mean anything, even poisons and computers and missiles, like anything that human beings create is natural, because we're natural. So ants make ant colonies, make extensive labyrinths of caves, and birds make nests. I mean, animals create things out of stuff in the environment. So why? Because we're a human? I don't know. It just makes sense to me. So if you're to dig far enough in to any chaotic structure, if one were to study it enough, the patterns would emerge. So this is what TimeWarp does. This is what our flagship software does. The software, it's a professional trading, institutional grade software that many of us have listening in here on this webinar right now. What it does is it scans the historical data for points in time where patterns emerge. The software determines. Let's see. So these stars here could represent particular patterns that the software has recognized, and because the software has recognized these price action areas and these points in time, it the software projects those points out into the future. That's why we're called back to the future. The software looks back and we project to the future. It's insane how well this software works. It's 12,000 lines of code, and this software wasn't built overnight. That's for sure. Thank you, Michael and Ron, for putting on all the effort that you have, and then that you continue to put in. I'm going to take a little sip of my beverage here. Is everybody still here? Yeah, everybody's still here. Oh, look at that. We got some more people. We got one other person. Look at that. William. All right, where are we? Let's see. This is the second time that I've done this webinar. I think I'm feeling a little bit more relaxed than last time. Michael told me it's okay. Take your time, just relax. It's okay. And that's what I'm doing. Has anybody read the new Market Wizards? Any of the books? I think there's at least 3 of them. I'm pretty sure I've read all 3 of them. I don't know. I got into this serious obsession with reading trading books. It was last year, the year before, and I read, I don't know, I feel like it was like a dozen. But these new Market Wizards, just in reading those books alone, I let alone the fact that I do trade and I do make money and my balance sheet is profitable. There's a theory in the trading world that it's all chaotic and the markets will end up balancing out and you can't make money. And well, all you gotta do is read these new Market Wizards. Obviously, these men and women, the stories of these men and women that are contained within these books, they're making money on a lot of it. So my experience with 36 interviews conducted for this book and its predecessor leave me with little doubt that the random walk theory is wrong. Jack Schwager, there's some cool interviews with him on YouTube. So yeah, this is what I was mentioning earlier. Gene and Deandra, we send the emails out. Not sure if you received the emails, but this is how we can, so we can't cheat on our prediction time. So you have the predictions for the next 2 days in your inbox on Tuesday, excuse me, and then you can check the predictions for yourself on Wednesday and then also on Thursday. So there's a distinction between the signal and the setup. So the signal, let's probably switch to the chart right now, actually. Okay, so the dots are the signals. That doesn't mean it's a setup, and that doesn't mean it's a trade. It's a signal. I'm having a hard time getting this particular dot to. It's right on the EMA right here, but you can see at 7:15. We have a signal with trend, and for those of you who don't know, blue means down and white means up. I like to think of it as blue for the ocean depths and white for the clouds above. It's funny, I've played around with changing these colors to green and red, which would be typical, and maybe it's just because I've stared at the blue and white so much, but I really like the blue and white. I've switched to green and red, and I really don't like it. I like it on other charts, but not with Warp. It really does fit. I don't know, it goes with the vibe, man. It's California. So yeah, these were signals with trend, and by trend, I mean what size is the price action on in regards to the 120 period moving average. If our price action is below the 120, our signals with trend will be the blue dots. The blue dots are selling windows. And I like to think of them as windows, not just the dot itself. So this candle right here, as we can see, the price did move up against the close of the signal candle, but that's fine. This isn't a trade, it's a signal. So our selling window, as far as the software is concerned, with its looking back 12,000 lines of code over the past 7 and 14 days, and you can get it to look back on a given well, not any, but most any given number of days within reason. You don't want to look last year's, but maybe you do actually on a daily chart. On a daily chart, you might. You probably, well, you do. You definitely do. So from 7:15 to 8:50, is a selling window from 10:50. This is the ES 5-minute on the current contract. Well, I guess it's not technically the current contract right now. Contract thing kind of screwed me up a little bit this morning in my trading. And then I realized that there's actually a market analyzer window that you can pull up quite easily on Ninjatrader, and it can tell you how many contracts are being traded on each contract expiration. So I can show you guys what I've learned later. But sticking with the topic at hand, selling window from 7:15 to 8:50. The software has determined that this window in time over the past 7 and 14 days has been a time where the institutions, where the banks, where the big boys and girls have been selling. It looks for powerful moves. The software does. From 10:50 to 12:15 is another selling window. From 12:55 to, well, we're at the end of the day, so and we have, I think I have regular RTH loaded on my chart right now. So the future times and directions are extrapolated out into the future, be it distant or near. I mean, how cool is that? I remember when I first saw this software, like Jean and Deandra are seeing. I hope you both give me a call after the webinar, by the way, because I'd love to meet with you one-on-one. We can go in, I can go into detail, and I really like meeting with new customers on Zoom. Can have screen share. So yeah, look at this. Look at this. I remember when I first saw these times out in advance, I thought that was unbelievable, that there's no way, but there is a way. And Michael and Ron at Back to the Future have figured that way out. And yeah, only company in the world who has, to the best of the software's ability. So these blue dots are selling windows, the white dots are buying windows, but we don't want to take a short position in a buying window. Might be nice if I do this just for the new people. Hopefully I could do this quickly. Green and green. So buying window. Selling window. Hopefully that makes sense. It's pretty simple, actually. Yeah, there's different time periods. It doesn't have to be up, down, the same exact amount of time. I mean, the market has that chaos element that the software is looking around, sniffing around for us. Something that we could never do without the aid of modern computers, sniffing around for those times that seem repeatable. Okay, so that's a signal with trend, and then obviously in the opposite direction, it would be so right here. And then we can keep moving on. So above the 120, this would be a buy window here. Buy window from 155 to 250. I'm not going to be up, but some people live in different parts of the world, like Australia. You might be awake then. England, UK or Asia. Where are you folks from, Deandra and Jean? Where are? Oh, Toronto. Where are you from, Deandra? So hopefully that makes sense. So now these are signals with trend. So to the upside, we're going long. We're going to go long in this window, and we're going to go long. Oops. The idea is to rather. Oh, can't get my arrow back. To go long in this window. To go long in this window. To go short in this window. Yeah, that's not nefarious. There was no nefarious stuff going on here at 4 a.m. No, software just just predicted from way out into the future. We knew last week that at 4:25 a.m. There has been previous activity of selling, and selling for a fairly large window in time from 4:25. This is California time, by the way, just to reiterate. So 4, 5, 6, 7:30. Geez, that's reasonable if you're East Coast, United States. So we knew at 4:25 a.m. that we were coming up on a sell window, everybody who has the software. And lo and behold, down, down, down. I mean, what is that on the ES 5-minute? Let's measure it just for fun. So we measure from the close of the candle to the close of the candle. 150 ticks on the ES 5-minute. That's a big old trade right there. Okay, so moving along. Signals with trend. So I'm going to get into the setup in a few minutes. Trading in the zone is my trading Bible. Hopefully everybody's read this at least once. I've read it 6 times. And by read, I mean listen to on Audible. I mean, who reads books anymore? Why would you do that? Why would you do that to your neck? I think that's the main reason I really like Audible. Well, that's probably because I'm lazy. Well, I'm not lazy with everything, just certain things. I keep my room clean. I keep my house clean. But when it comes to reading books, I just need somebody to read it to me while I lay down with my eyes closed or driving. There's a random distribution between wins and losses for any given set of variables that defines an edge. This truth makes trading a probability or numbers game. When you really believe that trading is simply a probability game, concepts like I'm right and oh man, I'm wrong, or I win and I lose no longer have the same significance. As a result, your expectations will be in harmony with the possibilities. And that's the goal. That's the goal psychologically for I feel like should be for all traders is to get this intellectually and then be able to get it emotionally and somatically in the body. Anybody who's a current customer, reach out to me after the webinar and we can possibly set up a meeting. I have been through some extensive psychological courses and have come a long way. So anyway, okay, so Mark Douglas has two sets of, one set of rules and one set of truths. And these are my commandments for trading. So I want to go over these real quick before we get into the setups. And then I want to explain a little bit more about the software and the history of it as well. These are Mark Douglas's 5 fundamental truths of trading. Number 1, anything can happen. Number 2, you don't actually need to know what's going to happen next to make money. Just think about that for a second. You really don't. You could close your eyes blindfolded and just pound the keyboard for sell and pound the keyboard for buy. You might make money. You might lose money, but you might make money. The thing is, we need an edge. We need an edge in our trading. And what I didn't have and what I didn't trust before I bought Warp 2 years ago was an edge. I was trying to come up with my own edge using lagging indicators, and nothing worked. And if it did work, it only worked for a day or two, and either my psychology would fail me, or more likely than that even was the indicators, stochastics, MACDs, and trend line breaks, and EMA crossovers, and Ichimoku clouds, and parabolic SARs, and you name it, I've probably tried it at some point. But I needed an edge, and what Back to the Future trading, let alone Warp, but just the company itself is worth the cost of the software. What, the software costs money, you say? Yeah, it does. And it's 100% worth it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here doing this webinar to help people. Yeah, to me, trading is like a business, and you got to spend money to make money. And I was over it with the free indicators, and then Back to the Future came along. I saw the Warp presentation. It all made sense to me. Number 4, an edge is nothing more than an indication of a higher probability of one thing happening over another. We just need a higher probability, and then we need to stick to our rules. And number 5, every moment in the market is unique. Just because one thing happened at one time and it kind of looks like the last time or the last setup, that doesn't mean that it's going to happen exactly like that again. This is how the big banks know how tricky trading is psychologically. I would say 99% of traders don't get these 5-minute fundamental truths. I would venture to say 75% of retail traders haven't even read this. It'd be interesting to take a poll. How many of you folks have read Trading in the Zone or have understood or at least read one time and know of the 5 fundamental truths? There's also the 7 principles of consistency, and that's pretty much it. There's a lot of other fun stuff in the book though. 7 principles of consistency, and that's what we want. And that's one of the, I don't mean to harp too much on psychology and these principles and these fundamentals, if you will. But what Warp has done for my trading is it's enabled me to more easily have that consistency, because I don't have to wonder when there's going to be a trend line break that coincides with a stochastic or a MACD cross or an RSI overbought, oversold. I already know that at least I know, at the very least, and there's a heck of a lot more, at the very least I know that between X time and X time, the software has looked for me in the past, and there's a higher probability, so says the software, and that's quantitative, and that's what I want in my trading. I want it to be as quantitative as humanly possible. So I want to take as much human as I can out of it. Thank you, software. Thank you, Warp. So knowing that there's that window there and I trust it, I at least know that I only have to be focused on selling or buying in that window of time for 5 minutes or 7 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever window it is. And just that alone has been a massive part of the foundation, a fundamental level of my consistency that I have now. Okay, number 2, or no, sorry, I didn't even get to number 1 yet. I objectively identify my edges. With this software, let alone how amazing it is at predicting, it helps me objectively identify my edge. I mean, I don't know how many traders, if I put 100 traders in front of me, how many retail traders, how many could I ask and say, okay, tell me can you show me your trading rules in written format in 10 minutes or less? Okay, go, write it down. No, you're unsure about that? Oh, you're unsure about this? Looks like you're a little bit unsure about what happens when the stochastic rotates down at the same time as the MACD histogram, not the MACD lines. The histograms to the downside, there's the rules with Warp are just, they can be so beautifully zen. Very easy to identify the edge. Number 2, I predefine the risk of every trade. Another thing that if you want to trade Warp as out of the box and as simply as possible, your risk is either way, your risk is predefined. The software does that for you. It tells you where to put your stop. You can make the stop wider or tighter, and it'll be that way for every single trade. And I'll get into showing what that looks like here in a second. Number 3, I completely accept the risk, or I'm willing to let go of the trade. Before I get into a trade, I need to know I completely accept that risk. And with Warp, I have an idea of what my risk is as far as the amount of time in the trade, because when I get to the next signal, I exit all of my positions. So a lot of people don't talk about that in the trading world. Accepting risk, I think most people just think about risk versus reward and points or ticks or monetary. But what about the time element? I know what my time risk is, and I know what my monetary risk is. Number 4, I act on my edges without reservation or hesitation. Well, because I know when the times are coming up. I have to act. Otherwise, I'm going to have to wait another 45 minutes maybe for the next signal. Unless I want to get in early, but I know when I'm getting in early and I know when I'm doing things that are against my rules. It's very obvious. Like next signal's at 10:25, and if I get in at 10:20, pretty obvious I'm breaking my rules. I pay myself, number 5, I pay myself as the market makes money available to me. And I have that with my system that I'm going to be showing everybody. Number 6, I continually monitor my susceptibility from making errors. A lot of people struggle with this, myself included. But I personally recommend meditating, breath work. Just somehow get aware of yourself and your internal dialogue and your internal feeling state. Number 7, I understand the absolute necessity of these principles of consistent success, and therefore I never violate them. All right, what do we got here? Oh yeah, this is the second Apex trading combine that I passed. This is the equity curve from that one. I just passed my third one as well. Let's see here. One sec. Where is it? I want to see if I could show you guys that. Here we go. There's my Apex. There's my 3 Apex accounts right there. 1, 2, 3 passed. This is the one that I passed a week or two ago. This is Ron's. Ron has a pro room. So Michael's partner Ron has a pro room that he runs Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday that anybody who's new or existing customers can join for a monthly fee. It's totally worth it. Contact me after the webinar and I can get you set up. Okay, I need another drink of my beverages. We start getting into charts here. Does anybody have any questions so far? New people? Any people? I haven't even gotten into charts yet. Trading is a guess about the past or the future. Yeah, it is. It's a guess. It's a guess about the past or the future. I think I already talked about that. I'm over it. I'm over lagging tools. I use no lagging indicators and haven't for quite some time. Long time. Years at this point. I really like this image that Michael has in our slideshow. Well, I've customized the slideshow a little bit. This is Michael started the slideshow, but I've added some stuff. Anyway, this is the unlevel playing field that we as retail traders are on. The banks at any moment, they can just tilt the playing field against us. Stop runs. They see everybody. They see all the orders. They have all of the most expensive, most complex, state-of-the-art softwares, and the capital to use the software to run us out of the market and take all our money again and again and again and again. And I've known that. I knew that before I bought Warp, but yeah, to understand it more fully now that I have Warp and I can see in real time, I can feel it, what they're doing to retail traders. Sometimes I get caught in it. I'm not perfect, but with Warp, you can start to get a feel for all the nefarious stuff that's going on out there. Speaking of nefarious, anybody ever heard about the violation tracker that you can find online? If you just Google violation tracker big banks, I'm pretty sure it'll come up. This is a screenshot I took the other day. So the banks and the institutions, Goldman Sachs is down here, they just keep doing things that are illegal to us as retail traders, and all sorts of other things, not even just traders, but all sorts of other stuff, but traders especially. And the Fed catches them they pay the fine, and the Fed says, you know what, don't do that again. Just kidding, go do that again. Yes, sir, we'll never do that again. Okay, make sure you do that just a few more times because we really like your money that you give us on the side. Okay. And it just keeps going around and around and around. Why would the Fed want to cut off their money supply from these penalties? It's a rigged game. We simply assume that the way we see things is the way that they really are, or the way that they should be, and our attitudes and behaviors grow out of these assumptions. Have you seen, I don't know if anybody's seen the video, it's pretty, I think it's viral on YouTube, where I don't want to give it away, but if you just YouTube basketball, how do I do it with that? Let me think about it. I mean, I'll get back to that. I don't know how to do, I don't know how to, I can't paste that. YouTube, I think it's a Harvard study, or YouTube, and then Google, search study basketball pattern. Did you see? Something like that. So yeah, the big money leaves big tracks. That's what the software goes and looks for. It looks for those big tracks in the data. 12,000 lines of code, scanning the historical data. You trade 10K to 100K, they trade 1 million to 1 trillion. You're an individual at home, they're a multinational business. I mean, I really like this image. I used to have a shirt like that. Still have it, actually. Big money. Oh yeah, I really love this part. Even for everybody who has a software, I think it's nice for us to just remember this stuff. To remember that we trust our software. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's chaos theory. We're trying to find the patterns. It's given us our best darn shot. So the big money follows routines. It just seems so obvious. Like, of course, the software is going to be able to find repeatable patterns in historical data. I mean, it's business procedures, federal regulations, and those things come with dates and times. International regulations, internal structure to the company, the companies within the index, like NASDAQ. That's what's nice, I think, about trading indexes is it's a multi-layered, the software gets to look through multi-layers of all these things for multiple different companies. But man, the software really does work good on companies like Tesla, which is heavily manipulated. Apple works really good on Apple. I mean, pretty much anything you could think of, because any company or index or future crude, there's crude actually works really nice sometimes, because there's these repeatable, crude reports, and yeah, it's too complex for me to even for 1 second try to correlate all these fundamentals out into the future and know when to trade. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's the trail. So if billions and trillions are moved in and out of the markets regularly at those times that software is looking for, we should see a trail. And we do see a trail. And that's how, I mean, we have an edge with the Warp software. I'm still here. It's taking a drink. Hold on a second. Yeah, the institutional traders, just, yeah, making the stop runs. We already went over this more or less. Goes with gold rule. I do like the images though. I think it helps. There's 90% of us. There's just one of the institutions, just one, let alone all of them. I want to have the most professional software that I can, and I do not mind spending money on it. That's what I thought when I saw Back to the Future and Warp. I really had no problem at all spending money. Trading is a business to me. Every single business that I've ever heard of, you need to spend money to make money. And retail traders out there without, so a lot of retail traders have spent money on software and it hasn't worked. And people are scarred, and I don't blame them for it. But this software is different. It's different, and the company is different. Company itself. Michael and Ron, myself, Rachel, there's real people here that you can call on the phone and actually talk to. I'm here in my home office, I'm not sitting in some giant building. This is a niche company. Somehow you folks who don't have the software, somehow you were blessed enough to be on this webinar. It's I don't think it happens by chance that people come across our company. It's a very special company. Okay. Oops. This is my own little image that I added. 90% of retail traders, there's Goldman Sachs, just cut us all down. He doesn't care. He's gonna go have tea and a couple cakes. I got into practicing Iaido a couple of years ago. It was about a little bit over a year ago. So I practiced with the katana sword, and wakizashi. I have the whole outfit and everything. I really like it. Some people think I'm a little weird, but they'd be right. It's a hobby. It's a hobby. So yeah, what we're doing is we're drafting. We're drafting the big guys. I'll get behind. Sorry if that means that now I'm gonna be on board with the samurai walking away from all the dead bodies, but whatever it takes in the game of trading, it's. I mean, let's just put it out how it is. It's war. It's like take or be taken from. So if I win on a trade, that means somebody else lost. Hopefully it's an institution, but I have no way of ever knowing. But it's kill or be killed in trading, and I damn well want the best sword that I can get from the best company that I can find. And here it is. Back to the Future Trading. There it is. So we get to draft now. We get to draft the big boys and girls. There's you, and look, there's, we need a fourth us. I don't know if Michael's still listening, but we need a fourth us for me. So there's Ron, there's Michael, there's Rachel, I'm over here somewhere, and then there's you. And we really do help. It's not just the software. And you win battles by knowing the enemy's timing. This is Miyamoto Musashi, the Book of the Five Rings, The Art of War. I have it right downstairs, actually. I also have The Art of Samurai. Fantastic books, in case anybody's. It's not new age self-helpy kind of books either. Hundreds of years later, they are still as powerful, these books, as they were when the writings were initially put out. Yeah, and using timing, which the enemy does not expect. Some of these warp signals will just come at timings that retail traders would have no idea. No idea. And I guess that's what I mean by starting to understand and feel when the banks are doing what they're doing that has nothing to do with a stochastic, has nothing to do with an RSI or even support or resistance. It's simply a time. Simply a time that nobody would expect. So, okay, so now, I think it's time. Yeah, I think it's time to take out a couple charts here finally. That seems like that's what I do. I yap for about an hour. Hey, Jake, doing well. Just started 3 minutes around. I want to try and sell itself. Robert. Yeah, it does sell itself. So we already went over signal with trend. There's one more. So I'm gonna lead us into because I want to show you my setups so that the people that already have the software can also get some benefits from the webinar. And for the people who don't have the software, these times down here, we call this the histogram. These times are simply the times up on the top, but just in a different view. We don't really need this. Some people like it. It can be helpful. So here's 425 selling time. 6 a.m., 6 a.m., buying time, 7:15, selling time. So as we just discussed, finally, he's gonna let us look at charts. Gotta make them want it, gotta make them want it. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So at 4:25, we have a selling window. But remember, we're only taking what the main rule with Back to the Future's super simple setup trading rules is only taking selling positions below the 120 period moving average. Has to be below the 120 in a sell window. So at 4:25, we enter a sell window. Let's do it like this too. This could be nice. 4:25, we enter a sell window, but we're not going to short yet. We can't short until we get a candle closing below the 120 period moving average. And you can use a host of different moving averages. This is just what Back to the Future has settled on, and over literally thousands of back tests of different EMAs, I've come back to the 120, thinking that I could find something that would work better, and it all averages out to about the same. So as you can see, we're still not, oh geez, a little too fast there, Jake, calm down, calm down. And eventually we're gonna get a close below the 120. There it is. There's our close below. So this is what Back to the Future calls a puncture trade, an EMA puncture trade. We would enter market short at the close of this bearish candle, and for the hopefully everybody knows that a bearish candle closes at the bottom. Bearish candle open. I did talk to a gentleman the other day. I realized I was like, maybe not everybody knows this. So the bearish candles open at the top and close at the bottom. So our entry short would be here, and we would simply hold the trade all the way until the buy signal, the next buy signal at 6 a.m. So our entry would be here, and our exit would be here. 63 ES ticks on the 5-minute. Now, because we have a 6 a.m. buying signal, not a buying setup, just a buying signal underneath the 120, we're going to stand aside. Oops. Stand aside, stand aside, stand aside, stand aside. And then here we get a puncture. So our rules state that we would go long here, and that one doesn't work out. I have a rule that as soon as a candle closes back in the opposite direction of the EMA, I'm just like, the heck with this, I'm out of here. I want to cut my losses as soon as humanly possible. And then we have a signal with trend here, just regular, not a puncture. And then I'm going to show you folks what my setup is. But this is the basic idea, and we can actually look at my setup versus the super simple setup rules that we're looking at now and see which one does better. We can even look at the 1-minute NASDAQ, and I want to build an equity curve for everybody. It'd be pretty cool. So sell signal is here. I can feel myself getting bored with this system already. And we would hold our sell from the close of this candle. We take some heat, but I'm sorry, I should have mentioned, for those of you who don't know, this dotted line here, this is where the software prints this dotted line automatically, and this is the suggested stop for this sell time. This dot is plotted based on the average true range of the last 7 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and therefore the average range of the last 7 bars is this distance here, from here to here. And we can make that stop tighter or looser depending on the market. So what we want to do when you buy the software is we want to help you tune like a guitar, help you tune your market that you would like to trade, yeah, so your particular instrument, we will help you tune it with our guitar tuner, otherwise known as Warp. So we would hold our trade all the way until the next buy time, and then we would exit. This is just one position, and we would continue like that throughout the rest of the day. There's no opportunity to buy here, so this would be green. I might as well finish the day out because the 5-minute charts. I'm going to finish the day out, and then we'll look at my setups. So at 10:50, we have another sell opportunity. You would enter at the close of this bullish candle, which is at the top. We would take a little bit of heat, but then it would pay off greatly, and we would have 148 ticks in that short one position. Is this making sense to the new people? My chart of 4-minute ES has different times than yours. Are you sure you're using 8? I don't know. Let me make sure. Brat, thank you for pointing that out. I thought so. Yep. Swing 8, 7, 14. These are the exact same settings that everybody would have received in the email that went out. 4-minute ES. Well, I'm not on the 4-minute ES, Brat. The times are instrument and time frame specific. So we're not going to get the exact same times on a 1-minute ES as we will on the 5-minute ES. And that's because there's differences in the the fractal nature of trading. Well, there's the fractal nature of time as well. And when these institutions do what they do things on different time frames. It's impossible to figure out without the software. It's just not going to happen. It's very complex. I mean, 12,000 lines of code is that's no walk in the park to do something like that. So yeah, I think that missed. Yeah, 8 or 9. Yeah, we're swing 8. Okay, and I think we have one more signal in the day. So here we would enter a short at the close of this candle at 12:55. And we would hold it till what the end of the day, my time is 13:15. So it would be here, but I mean, I would exit at the end of this candle. Oh, well, yeah, that's, yeah. So as we can see, yeah, you're right. You're right, Robert. It does. The software sells itself. ES really, it's a really nice instrument to trade. Warp with. So let's see here. Check this thing out. Watch this. Oops, I don't need that. Come on. I'm gonna bring this really cool spreadsheet over that Michael and Ron developed and gave me free of charge. I'll give it to you folks too when you buy the software. The spreadsheet's freaking invaluable. I love this thing. So don't worry about this fixed ratio thing. Commissions 225, tick value. Oh well, actually the tick value on the ES is 15, so we'll change that. I guess we can make the commission. It depends on what license you have for Ninjatrader, is how much the commissions are. I have a lifetime license. I believe it's 225, but it might be $5. I don't know. We'll tweak this once we get it. I don't think commissions are really gonna make that much of a difference on this day. Here's the date. This is where the time goes in. This is the column. Pay attention. This is the column where we're gonna put the ticks. And I'm gonna do this for another instrument as well. And then this is where the total profit or loss is gonna show up. And then over here we have the win ratio, RVR ratio, and the expectancy. Okay, before I get started on this here, hold on one second, everybody. Because yeah, we're about to get, this is the fun stuff. I'm done yapping about the history of the software and stuff. One second. I need hold music. That's enough, Jake. Okay. Is there a simpler way of generating the vertical color bars? No, there is not. No, there isn't. But if you do, you can do the color if you like these. When I first started using Warp, I would just I would basically do this every day before. This is really cool, actually. Like, say these are the times that you have coming up in your trading day. I would do this before the day even started. And then I would take my green. Oops. And I would know that these are my windows. Just another thing that can be done to help visually. I'm sure, well, I don't know, there's probably a way that one could program that, but it's pretty easy to do. Once you do it, you just lock them. And then they're just there. And I mean, it only takes a few minutes, depending on what time frame you're trading. It only takes a few minutes to set that up before your trading day starts. It's interesting that 99.99999% of retail traders, they might start their day with, you know, drawing support and resistance, drawing their zones, blah, blah, blah. Get this up in here. But I mean, I do some of that, but it's the times that matter. Who thinks about drawing their time zones in advance? Every once in a while, you run across some crazy person on YouTube who uses Fibonacci time extensions, but they're far and few between. That's actually how I always, when I started trading, like, why doesn't, where's the time element? Why don't more people talk about time? And then here we go. I ended up here, drawing tool tile. Okay. Yeah, and then you'll set that stuff up, and then you'll draw your I mean, and eventually a chart can start looking crazy. we don't need all that stuff. We just don't need it. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, spreadsheet. Concentrate, Jake. It's okay. All right. Check this out. You might want to buy the software just so you can get this free spreadsheet and my cool Fibonacci risk reward tool that you're about to see. I can send that to you too. Okay, so let's see. 63. I know it says negative there, but these are positive ticks, of course. Any flag that I have on the upper side of the 120 was a win. Any flag that I have on the downside of the 120 is a loss. So we have 15 tick value. Our first trade was 63 ticks. Let's make sure that's working correctly. Yep. Our second trade was minus 32 and then minus 36. I'm sorry. No, it wasn't. Plus 36. Plus 36. 148 and 61. I mean, right there. If you would have just traded the ES 5-minute, you would have more than paid for. You could have paid for, yeah, multiple Warp softwares with just trading this one day with these Warp signals, with the simplest possible trading methodology that we recommend. So you see right here, I think it may be nice to make these as a different color. Oh, but how about just a brighter white? There we go. These are the ticks of the trade. Okay, so that was one day in the ES. Gold 3-minute worked well this week with the let's check it out. Let's see. Yeah, let's do another chart with just simple settings. Data to drawing tools. Well, you know what? They're going to disappear anyway if I just change this to gold. Oh shoot, what contract are we on for gold? That's not right. 7, isn't it? Oh geez. Hold on a second. I have one with it. There it is, 822. I could just use this one. I'll put this back on the ES. Okay, let's let's look at yesterday. Oh, what time frame? There's not even enough signals to really even look at. There's a couple. These aren't the settings that I would typically use. I actually use a swing strength of 5. So yesterday at 5:35 a.m. sell signal, sell, buy. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it worked particularly fantastic. Oh, you said 3-minute. And that's what will help you new folks with is finding the right chart and the right settings for your particular, will help you set your chart up and everything. Oh yeah, see 3-minute. The 3-minute's my baby on pretty much everything. I do trade the NASDAQ 5, but kind of maybe I should just start by showing my system on this. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it worked any better than anything else. Maybe you have special settings there. I mean, it still worked. Yeah, I mean, if we're using the puncture trades and whatnot, I have a hard time even looking at charts without open price lines. This is what I wanted to show you folks, is the NASDAQ, the famous NASDAQ 1 minute, the destroyer of worlds. This is a crazy chart. It's insane. So here, let me blow this all the way up. And we're gonna make a little equity curve on the NASDAQ 1 minute because we're gonna be able to get a whole bunch of trades out of this. Let me bring my trade rules in. I wrote these in less than 10 minutes, just like I was saying in the beginning. Jake's personal setup rules. So we're only gonna trade in the direction of the 120, same as before. We're gonna short at the sell signals, long at the long signals, same as our regular back to the future setup. Now, the main difference with my setup, well, there's two. The first one is that I must have a candle close in the direction of the open price line of the signal candle. And people that are new, don't worry, it's not that hard. It's just going to take a second for this to sink in. There's, as far as trading systems go, there's much more complicated. It's actually pretty simple. I did it in less than 10 steps. So we need a candle closing in direction of the open price line. Now, what does that look like? I'm just gonna put the rules on the side here. One sec. There we go. So a candle closing on the correct direction of the open price line looks like this. Let's find a really easy example. Today was a wee bit of a challenging day, I've noticed. Okay, yeah, we're below here. Oh, here we go. Here's an easy one. At 12:55. This is the open price line for anybody who doesn't know. Software plots this automatically. It's actually the close of the signal candle, but we call it an open price line. I had a customer say, oh, it's the open of the next candle. It's not quite the open of the next candle. I don't know why we call it an open price line. It's actually a closing price line, but we call we call these OPLs. Very powerful support and resistance in their own right, which is, I mean, there's a lot of really cool things about our software. So 12:55, we have a sell signal below the 120 period moving average. And I don't take this sell signal just at face value. My setup says I need a candle closing not just below the 120, but closing below the open price line of the signal candle. Again, this is where the software by default settings plots the stop line. That's not where I'm going to put my stop line though. So I would enter market at the close of this candle, the first candle out of this whole window in time. First candle that closes below the open price line of the signal candle. So my entry is going to be right there, to the best of my ability, market entering. My first target, so we're going to market enter 3 positions at the candle close in the direction above or below the open price line. So right now we're below the 120s, and therefore we're looking for sell signals, and we're looking for closes below the open price line of the sell signal. So over here at 1327, we would be looking for a candle, for instance, to close below the open price line here. So we want a candle, whoa. We want a candle closing down below that. Okay. So entering 3 positions here, and then we're going to place all 3 stops a few ticks from the open price line puncture candle wick. So that means our stops are going to be right here. Stops are going to be there. It's actually very simple. Throw 3 stops. And if you folks who don't have the software, buy the software, when you buy the software, hopefully you will call me and we can work out some good deals. I will personally make sure that you understand my personal setup before you start trading. And then of course you're going to know all the other rules as well. So we got 3 stops going here. It's a little bit of a long one. I never make my arrows that long. 3 stops. Calm your arrow down, Jake. And then we have 3 targets. This is the entry. Oh. Enter 3 positions. Oops. Oh, come on, let go. I have it stuck in on purpose in draw mode. I don't know if everybody's experienced that, but if you keep your NT8 on stay in draw mode setting, and when you go to plot text, sometimes it's hard to the cursor won't let go of the text box. So that's what I'm fiddling around there. And now where are our targets going to be? Well, our targets are going to be the average true range of 1 of this candle. So our entry is here, and our stop, what's this you say? Call me and email me to find out. This is a custom fib tool that I made. I can for $1.3 million, I will send you the file. Especially you new people. Okay. So target 1. Oops, can't spell target. Target 1. Target 2. Runner. What's runner mean? I'll show you. 1 second. I'm working on this thing for a long time, and I finally settled on. Come on, see, I won't let go. And you got to make it okay. It's actually a perfect example. So target 1 is going to be here on this line. Target 2 is going to be here on this line. And then our third position, because remember there's 3 positions, our third position's a runner. And we just let that runner go until the next signal. So target 1 is a 1-to-1 risk reward. Here's our stop. And we can see that target 1 is a 1-to-1. And target 2 is a 2-to-1. Very simple. 2-to-1. You can see it's 2-to-1. Now, as far as trade management, it's quite simple. As soon as target 1 is achieved, the 2 remaining stops are moved to break even. Then hopefully our target 2 is hit. If no targets are achieved, or if just 1 is, then all positions regardless must be closed flat at the next signal. So in this case, it's a buy signal. So we would close all positions no matter what at 13:10 California time. So the entry would be here. We don't quite hit target 1, definitely don't hit target 2. So if we did hit target 1, then we would be here. If we did hit target 2, then we would be here. So every trade is customized for the market volatility. And then target 3 is the runner position, and that would be here. So in this case, no targets per se were hit. So all 3 positions must be closed at the next signal candle. So I mean, that's basically it. It's really, I mean, if anybody thinks that's too complicated, then we might have to have a mentorship meeting. Go to backtothefuturetrading.com and I can help you out. Now there's the only other variable is a puncture trade, which is the same exact as the puncture trade that I just, well, it's not the same exact, but most of it is the same as what I was just describing on the ES chart. So it's a really quick example, but it is an example. Let me see if I can find a better one. It's a little bit more clear. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's a nice one. At 8:46, zoom in on this a little bit for everybody. At 8:46, we have a sell time. Software says we could start seeing lower prices. We got a spinning top here. Doji actually. It's a doji, Jake. It's not a spinning top. Okay, geez. And our sell window is from 8:46. Short sell window to 8:49. But I forgot. We're on the 1-minute chart. This is our puncture candle. This candle here, just like I was describing on the ES. The candle opens here and closes here. Oh, this is a really cool example. So we get a close below our open price line. Here it is, this little blue line. Then we get our close below our 120 period moving average. Now we're authorized to short the market, and we're going to enter market, short the market. And our stops can be placed exactly the same way, but it's going to be on, this one happens to puncture the EMA and close below the open price line at the same time. We're going to do it exactly the same way. Our entry is here, and our stop is right to the wick of the entry / puncture of the EMA candle. We're going to have the 3 positions. So entry 1 would have been, it looks like we hit target 1 right at exactly the same time as 8:49 candle. The 8:49 candle closes. So in this case, we're going to close all 3 positions. And this is actually how I've passed a couple Apex accounts with this exact setup and warp. So in this case, we don't hit target 2, we just close all 3 positions at 8:49. Here's a cool example of a trade that I would not have taken. And this is where this strategy really gets amazing. It gets amazing in the amount of losses that it saves one. Michael and Ron invented this whole open price line idea for a reason, because they work, and these open price lines really help. Let me make that a little fatter for everybody. It's very thin right now. Open price line, line thickness. Let's see what a 2. Well, you should make it a 3. Oh yeah, okay, that's much better. So because we didn't get a close below this open price line, I'm not shorting this 854 signal. I need a candle closing below here, and lo and behold, my guess is that if we were to pull up an ADX, some kind of quantitative way to determine if the market is trending or not, we would have seen some kind of trending market, be it maybe on a 30-second, the ADX on a 30 seconds. ADX just a quantitative way. It's native to Ninjatrader. It's very simple way to determine if the market's trending or not based on an indicator. It doesn't tell you if it's going up or down, just tells you if it's ranging or trending. My guess is that if we pulled a 1 minute ADX or a 30-second ADX up, that the market would actually be trending up right now, even though we're down below the 120. Regardless, I don't care. Don't need to look at that. All that matters is, do we got to close below this open price line so I can short it? Nope. And we just keep trending up. Where's another example of a trade that I would not have taken? This one. This one might have got a lot of people. Right here, this 941 sell signal. We did not get a close below the open price line here. So I'm not shorting that. And lo and behold, goes the opposite direction. So I personally think that the close below or above the open price line is integral to the time. This is all, to me, this is all one. It's not just the dot. This goes back to what I was mentioning in the beginning of the webinar. It's not the signal, it's the setup, but it is the signal. So the start, it is, but it isn't. This is all one unit. I don't see that. This is why I was getting frustrated with that other chart. I don't see the dot by itself. That's like trying to say I can only, I only see half of a person. I see the whole person, left and right. This is the open price line. Might as well be the left side. It gives me the symmetry that I feel like I need in my trading system. That other confirmation, native right to TimeWarp. Need nothing else. Hope that makes sense. Oh, okay, Robert. Well, that makes sense then. You're on the 3-minute 1369. Okay, so I'm trying to stick with the stock standard settings because that's the emails that were sent out to everybody. We're on a calendar look back day of 7/14 and a swing strength of 8. Those I've actually ended up settling on my favorite settings being 7/14, but my favorite swing strength on most charts is a 5. But I'm not allowing myself to use my favorite settings on any of these charts because I want to stick with the integrity of the emails that were sent out for the future forecasts. That makes sense. I'm gonna take a couple questions here because that was a lot of info that I went over. Hopefully simple info. I mean, here's your trade rules, guys. Here you go. Just kidding. Screenshot this if you want. I don't care. Like, I'm seriously, those are my exact rules. It was actually a nice excuse for me to write them down as simply as I possibly could. I did it for like literally 10 minutes. I don't even think it took me 10 minutes, like 6 or 7 minutes. Just like it was like a half hour left to go before we were going to start the webinar. And I was like, oh, I should probably write these down. And there they are. Jerry asks, do you have info on what time frame works better for ES, NQ, RT, RTY, GC, CL? So if the next candle does not close above or below the open price line, you will skip that trade. Correct. Yes, correct. Deandra, Gene, are you still here? You still here? I know we've been here for a while. I'm gonna post. I probably should have done this a while ago in case anybody has to go early, because I'm actually really into this. I want to show you guys a couple more setups. But in case anybody, especially you folks who do not have the software yet, I want to get you the software. Let me post my contact info in the chat. Here it is right here. And anybody who doesn't have the software, I'll be contacting you via email, text, might even give you a call to give you my info so we can set up a meeting. Or I can, I should mention this now while I'm thinking about it. So we have a discount code that everybody gets who stays till the end of the webinar, and I'll give you the discount code anyway if you have to leave early, by the way, wink, wink. But if you give me a call and there might be an additional discount code if you know what I mean, but I don't want to give that out over the internet because this video will eventually end up on YouTube. And I don't want people who just watch the YouTube videos to get this extra discount code. because I feel like I deserve to talk to one of you folks before I give out extra discount codes. It's for me, just kidding. It's for both of us. It's for you. Okay, copy. And we will paste it in the chat. Yeah. I hope you folks like my presentations because you better get used to them. They're gonna be around for a while. I would like my presentations. Entire audience send. Looks like I just sent it twice. Okay. Put it right in your face. There it is. Yes, good, awesome, Deandra. I'm glad you're still here. Excellent. Okay, are you gonna call me? You're gonna call me after the webinar? Get super secret discount codes? Come on. Okay, let's build an equity curve. Does everybody understand the trade rules? Maybe we'll do one more. I'll do a long. Let's just find a nice long. We'll cherry pick it, and then let's build an equity curve with that fancy dance spreadsheet that that I have that I can also get in your folks' hands. It's like sometimes we'll get tricked by this one. That would have been a loss. This one would have been a loss. This day was really tricky day today. I'm not sure if anybody noticed that. It was ranging for sure. Ranging in a I think it might have had something to do with the contracts being, I mean, on the NQ, there was like 1 million contracts on the 922, and there was, I don't know, under 100,000 on the, sorry, 1 million contracts still going volume wise on the 622 NQ, and I don't know, under 100,000 going on the 922, but I think there was indecision. Oh, you know what? I want to show you. See, anybody, so Deandra, when you buy the software, not only do you get software, but you get to learn cool new stuff because we're a company who, I don't know, we just have got a lot of info. Where is it? This is totally off topic, but I'm gonna allow myself to go off topic for a second. If I can find it. I'm not sure, I actually kind of want to get everybody's opinion on this too. I'll sneak this in. Has anybody seen this? Check this out. Anybody seen that? I've noticed these days with this purple box, June 9th, short interest release date. These days can be really funky. Funky day, be careful, funky day, be careful, funky day. Short interest release date. Some of these other ones, these rebalance days, they can be very volatile and really nice for trading. But from my experience so far, it doesn't seem like I ever really know what I'm going to get on these days, on these damn, pardon my French, short interest release dates. I did an extensive amount of back testing with Warp when I first got it, and by extensive I mean over 5,000 individually hand-tested flagged trades. I even hired an employee to help me, and I've started to put something together with patterns. Is that it seemed like a lot of these short interest release dates weren't as profitable as other days. Anyway, just wanted to throw that out there. Not sure if anybody's ever put that together. I'm not even sure if that's a real, if it's real. Even though I've tested the heck out of it, I venture towards that it might have something to do with it. Now people get nervous. There's a lot of indecision on when interest, especially nowadays with the interest, man, crazy stuff going on. Okay, I wanted to show you a long. Oh, there's one. There's got to be one. There was barely any nice longs today. Let's just go back to yesterday. There was some nice ones though. Crushed it yesterday. Oh, well, here's one in the middle of the midnight, but it works for a long. Just instructional purposes. We're not building an equity curve here. Okay, so long signal at 1:48 a.m. This spinning top doji deal here, that does not close above the open price line clearly, but this candle does. Candle opens here, closes here. We're going to enter at the close of the candle. Stop's going to go at the wick. Is that where the wick is? I got to move my arrow. And I usually put my stop 10 ticks or so, depending on the time frame that I'm trading. I put my stop 5, 10, maybe even if I'm trading a 5-minute chart, I might even put my stop 20 ticks below the wick. And when I'm trading a 5-minute chart, I always use micros. I don't think there's any need. I use 2 micros per position, for now at least, for the way my equity curve is now. Oh, sorry, I wanted to get back to your question, Jerry, before I go on, because I just remembered that I left you hanging. Oh no. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, as far as time frame, this comes up a lot with customers and traders that I speak with. People are always asking, what's the best time frame? What's the best time frame? And my answer usually is, well, what's your personality like? And then it's, what's the best market? And then I basically answer the same way. What's your personality like? I think that one should match their, as best to their ability, if they can intuit this, and maybe I can help. I do offer mentor sessions on our website too. If anybody's a customer and you'd like one of those, send me an email and I'll send you the info on how to book one of those. But yeah, to figure out, like for me personally, I'm very high energy. What the heck was that? Oh, sorry, one of my accounts was just notifying me of something. I'm high energy. I can tend to get distracted, impulsive. As far as negative qualities, well, yeah, I guess high energy isn't a negative quality. Anyway, so I think I match the NQ 1 minute too well. I resonate on too much of a similar plane as these candles. It's like, oh yeah, we're up and down, yeah, and eventually I start to kind of lose it on the NASDAQ 1 minute. I don't trade it anymore. The signals work just fine, but personally, my psychology ends up getting, yeah, it's not great. But the NASDAQ 3 minute, I resonate with that one because it still has that high energy and that quickness and that volatility, such as my personality can be sometimes, but it's not too much. So it doesn't overload my personal system, my being, I guess. So, you know, somebody who's more relaxed and more intentional, maybe than myself, maybe you'd resonate more with the S&P 500, with the ES. But maybe, you know, it's the 1 minute's not quite, maybe the 1 minute ES is too fast for you. And yeah, it's really all about personality. Me personally, I trade the NASDAQ 3 minute because I resonate with it. What you're trading out, my hours are from the open till lunchtime East Coast, so 9:30 to noon 30. So 6:30 a.m. my time till 9. That's what I try to mostly just trade on the 3 minute. Yeah. Okay, so we'd enter long here. We hit our target 1. We don't hit target 2. Since our target 1 was hit, we've moved our 2 remaining stops to break even, and we have to exit those 2 last positions at the next signal. So here's our, I'll illustrate just a little bit, or hopefully we'll have time to at least build some kind of equity curve. I made these crooked on purpose so I can see them. Here's 3 stop lines, right? As soon as our first target gets hit, well, now we only have 2 stops, right? 2 stops, but they're at the same spot. Then our second target, or sorry, as soon as our first target is hit, we have 2 stops left, and those 2 stops get moved to break even. Then at 157, we have to exit the remaining 2 positions. So this one's already gone. We have to exit the remaining 2 positions at the sell time. So it's quite simple. I just noticed another question. How many candles in for you to confirm you allow for entry? Yeah, I've played around a lot with that, and I mean, there is no amount of candles anymore for me. I just don't care because I know. So I Mark Douglas's rule, fundamental truth number 1. Anything can happen. Just because I only have one candle left, if I entered here for some reason, the signal said, and I only have one candle left before, that doesn't mean that my target can't get hit in 35 seconds. Who knows? You never know. So yeah, I've gotten rid of my candle confirmation for the most part. Every once in a while, my discretionary trading style will kick in and boot the quantitative out to the side a little bit. Okay, so hopefully everybody has a basic understanding. And then starting to run out of steam here. I don't want to take more than 2 hours, but I do want to build a little equity curve just for fun. Let's see, get back to 6:30. Here we go. Let's get some wins and some losses on the sheet. So I'm going to go kind of fast. Here's the open. It's my time, 6:30. Here we have buy window. No close above the 120. So we're not entering anything. Here we have a sell window. Oh, I guess technically we did have a puncture trade right before the next candle. So we would actually had a rather small loss here. Entry 1, 2, 3, all stopped out because we have to exit at this sell time. Okay. Yeah, a couple of these trades are really pissed me off this morning. Then we have a close above the open price line here at 658, and we get stopped out on this one too. A lot of weird stuff going on this morning. But I actually did the back test on this day before the meeting started. This is because this is my instrument, and it does end up in profit at the end of the day. Okay, so no trade here. There's another. How do you want to get into that? We would enter here at the close above. Another small loss here. Yeah, I'm trying not to cherry pick the day. Like I said, this day was very challenging, but we make up for it at the end of the day. Another tiny loss. It was very frustrating day if you're not using patterns. A lot of these would have been pattern 4 and pattern 5, but for the sanity's sake of the new people, we don't need to get into that. Sell signal here. Target 1, target 2, taken out at break even for the 3rd. Sell signal here. Target 1. Close both positions, remaining positions at the next candle. This is so many signals. This is one of the reasons I can't deal with trading the 1 minute. Maybe I should build the equity curve on the 3 minute. Well, we'll just do a few trades. Sell signal here, target 1. And this is the beauty of moving the stops to break even after the first target is hit, because this does happen sometimes. We can see that we get taken out at break even here for the remaining 2. Looks like, oh, we already got this one down. So like this one almost makes up for that first nasty loss that we had. We already talked about this one. No sell here. This is a buy window. There's a sell here. Target 1. 2 remaining positions break even. I usually do break even +2 or whatever. There's no sell here because we don't get a candle closing below the open price line. So saved that loss. Yeah, like all the longs today were just horrible. This one closes above. Another loss on the long, ×3. I'm at contract 6, yeah. I usually only allow myself one. No, I don't know about that. No, I guess lately I have been allowing myself to re-enter up to one more time. So if I get this silly V bottom, we'll close above here. And I mean, most likely I would enter it again there. I don't really have a rule to not do that. So, but this one doesn't really get us much, but it gets us something. And we'll go till, let's see, yeah. Here's a puncture trade. We're in a sell window from 10 a.m. And this candle right here becomes our puncture candle. We enter market here. Target, okay, so target 1 was hit. And then our remaining 2 positions are closed at the next line. This would have been a STP trade, a beautiful stop puncture trade. For those of you who have the software and know what this trade is, this is a fantastic one here. Look at this little stinker. A lot of these things today. The day before though was really nice. I mean, that was, it's barely even worth 3 ticks and you're back out of the market. Here's a nice trade. This is where it starts getting made up for. And this is where it's like, you gotta build the equity curve. You gotta just keep doing it how your rules say, because you might have one or two big losses right off the bat. And you know, since you're gonna trade all day, you gotta trade all day. If your rules say trade all day, trade all day. And sometimes I do trade all day. I guess I should have a better rule for that. Target 1. And then do we hit break even? See, it's up for debate if that would have hit us at break even or not. Let's give ourselves one. Okay. Does not close below there. Sell window. Wow, this is crazy. I haven't done this on a 1-minute chart. It's so many signals. Are we really on a swing 8? Oh man. 1 minute's insane. So this one, we're closing all those. I don't know if I'm gonna have the energy to build all this into the spreadsheet. So I want to talk to people. I got stuff to do. But I did want to get to this trade. Oh shoot, we're almost there. We might as well. Oh yeah, because this one doesn't actually get, we don't really get to ride this one on the first 2 signals, but this one, this one's a good example of why I incorporate that runner, right? So target 1, target 2, and then we still have that runner. Oh, damn it. Looks like we would have been taken out of break even here. See, that sucks. But if we didn't move to break even, we would have run all the way down here just for educational purposes. If you didn't have that rule set, you would have made all that, but we won't put that in the spreadsheet. So 172. Nothing here. And then we're almost done. Looks like we already got this one down. This was the educational deal, all 3 positions. There you go. And then we're done for the day. That's gonna be a lot of stuff to put in the spreadsheet. You guys got a 2-hour meeting out of me somehow. Yeah, that's a lot. We'll see how fast I can do it. Might as well have gone this far, right? Where's the spreadsheet? Spreadsheet, come to me. There we go. Okay, let's clear these. I really have no idea what's going to happen. It might come out as a loss. I don't know. Definitely have some gnarly losses right off the bat, right? Minus 20, but that's what happens on these short distance release dates. I'm not surprised. And there's also no such thing as a perfect trading system. But you gotta just stick with it. Minus 93. Is there really all those losses right off the bat? Yeah, there is. 93. This is why I trade micros. Oh, we're not on. Sorry, tick value is 5. Just at 57. Minus 55. Minus 55. Minus 55. Oh, I guess 57. There'd be slippage anyway. Minus 37. Are we gonna be able to come back from this? We'll find out. I really have no idea. There's some good winners in a row. Let's see. 61, 1, 23, I don't know, 22, 20, 45, 1, it's not looking good, 51, 0, 1. Oh wait, did I already get those? I already got those. Catch me if you see me doing something that I shouldn't be doing. 86, 87, 90. Oh, we're getting there, getting back to break even. Please, please, God. 4, 31. Oh, another loss. Minus 41, minus 35, minus 40. And so this, what I'm doing here, guys, this is what I've done for TimeWarp on multiple different settings and whatnot, 5,000 of these. So whether or not this day works out as a win or a loss, like, welcome to the reality of trading. Sometimes your day is not a massive win, you know? But for the new people, I just wanted to pick this day. I really have no idea, just to prove that, you know, like, we're just seeing what happens. I'm not saying anything's perfect. In fact, maybe the new people think I'm more honest if it comes out as a loss. Where are we at? 41, 35, 41, 35, 40. Okay, 10, 11, 14, 10, 11, 14. And then what's this? 25. Oh, now we're just gonna do it all. If you guys want to stay, fine, but I think this will only take me another five more minutes, and then I'll show. Oh, come on, don't fail me now. Michael's probably like, you haven't even shown them the sales part yet. I'm like, well, this all is the sales part. If you want to buy the software without listening to me yap any further, then yeah, there's going to be a recording. Yeah, 14, 41. Where are we? 41. Did I already do these? I already did those. And I'm right here. Okay, 25, 25, 30, 25. This is good training for anybody who's never back tested. This is how you do it. Minus 2, minus 3, minus 2, 45, 61, 62. Definitely never. Oh, look at that. We're back in the green. Hallelujah. See if we can stay that way. I think we will. We will. 24, 25, 24, 62, 32, 0. Oh, hot damn. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh, really? Come on, guys. Can I have this one? It didn't really take me out of break even. This is a pitfall for those of you who have not back tested. You got to be careful when you're back testing psychologically. Not only will trading get you when you're not paying attention in live trading, it'll also get you with back testing and with curve fitting the back test. This is a blatant example of like, well, yeah, no, that clearly that wick took us out of break even. You are absolutely not allowed to count this trade, although you want to. That is absolutely not allowed. But one of the beautiful things about Warp is that it's really hard to curve fit it with this current system. It's like, is the candle closed below or not? Is it a buy window or not? It's not. There's no pullbacks, limit orders or anything. Okay, we're almost done. Oh, here it is. We're going to come into a win, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. 140, 142, and of course there'll be slippage. But it is putting $2.25 for commissions. I believe that's what it is for a lifetime license. Look at that. There you go. Had no idea but we still came out with $3,325 after $2.25 commissions. Let's look at the, oh man, why isn't the graph not working right? Oh, that sucks. I was really hoping that the graph would, I don't know why that graph's not working. Did I do something wrong? No? Strange. But the trade's working. Yeah, I don't know. Graph's not working for some reason. 83%. I don't think that's working either. Is that right? Every once in a while, I'll have clicked something on one of these spreadsheets that I have, and something won't be working. But I can tell that the totals are working. Is that all right? What's your trading hour? Got that, and then I'm going to be done here in a second. I want to just show you guys the sell sheet. You met a link for the recording. Thanks, Jacob. Missed the beginning where we can find the sessions every Thursday, recordings every Thursday. Doug, just shoot me an email and I'll make sure you get the recording. Most likely, Michael will be posting this extremely long one on YouTube. How could we possibly? That can't be right. Let me just make sure. I don't know why that graph looks like that. I didn't add anything funky in there, did I? You guys are watching me, right? Oh, that looks correct. Yeah, I guess 83% because a lot of our break evens, these small, it doesn't. Oh, I know what it is. It's because I don't have enough data series. See, these are the things that you can learn about spreadsheets. You can learn that you think you get it, and then you're like, oh, there's like this other thing I have to do with the spreadsheet format. Change, select data. I need to go farther than 50. I need to go to, let's go to 90. There we go. Let's do the same with this. Select data. Let's go to 90. That's all the way out to the 90th trade is what that means. Oh yeah, hallelujah. There we go. So that's pretty cool. So you can see over here on the graph, our losses, horrible, disgusting morning. And it was in my personal trading as well. But you'll have that. You will definitely have that from time to time. But that's why you gotta just stick with your system. This is what the banks want you to give up and fold when this kind of stuff happens. Power through, stick with the daggone system. And then right at the end of the day, 53 trades, and then let's make this a little bit bigger too for you guys. You girls and guys, you guys and girls. Okay, come on, there we go. Oh man, it's using the wrong data series on this. I don't know what I clicked before the webinar by accident. We don't have, oh, I know what it is. No, I think the graph is running a different data series set, and I don't want to bore you guys with that. But you can see the wins and losses here, and you can see that we did end up profitable at the end of the day. Don't worry about this. This is I think it's the contracts. Yeah, there's too many contracts. Let me make sure I didn't screw anything up. Oh, I did screw something up. That's right. I knew there was something. Somehow that got touched. Maybe we didn't actually end up with profit. Oh no, we did. We did. Anybody who's a customer or not a customer, when you buy the software, let me know, and we can set up a mentor session. I can show you how, if you make mistakes on a spreadsheet, how to fix them. So now, like this column is the amount of contracts traded. So because for the webinar I had this squeezed down because I didn't want everybody to have to see all, I mean, there's a lot more data that we can see here. I mean, at this point, I might as well just show you guys a lot more stuff. I just don't feel like going into a lesson on spreadsheets But as you can see, there's a lot more data here. This is a whole sim live money management system that we can teach you folks when you buy the software. So there's through the mentorship program, etc. But here we can see these are the this is the running total. This is what we want to see here. There it is, running total. The dark side of the live presentation. It is, Jerry. It's the dark side. Follow me. It is. It's the number. I like it though. I don't know. I mean, I put this little graphic behind here, the guy with the money, the money changing hands. I made the screen dark behind here. I don't know. It's kind of like a little bit of an art to me. I put the money image behind the, look at that drawdown. Oh, sorry, just kidding. And you're fine. 83%, 1.11 RVR. Expectancy 0.75, and this is like a day that's not really that great. So you can imagine if you stick with your system, it can be really, really nice. Okay, so here's the sales. Here's the final sales pitch. 4.8 stars out of 5, 81 reviews. Real people. I'm actually one of the reviewers from way back when I was a customer 2 months ago. I think I wrote the review a year ago. There's the price tag. Don't worry about that. If you don't have the software, give me a call. We can work with you on this because you're on the webinar. It's not going to be that. Automatically right now, I'll give you a discount code WARP-OFF, and that'll take $500 off. Yeah, so it'll be under $2,000. Money well spent. A drop in the bucket as far as traders are concerned, I would think. So did a 3-minute do better or worse? I don't know. I don't know. I don't have the energy to test it. Probably better. I don't know. But I'm not going to force everybody to sit through another. Actually, you all would probably like it. You're sick. You're all sick. Just kidding. We are traders, though. I bet you we would like it. But I ain't gonna do it. But you know the system now. You know the system now, Ron. You can do it. You have the rules set up there. So yeah, go to the website. I'm gonna click copy. I'm gonna paste this on in here. Buy now. And then you just scroll all the way to the bottom. Buy now. This is where you can get a discounted rate on Ron's Pro Training Room, where you can learn everything there is to learn about our software and our trading methods. And this is, so we go for now, we'll go to the checkout without. Then you want to go ahead and go through all the blah, blah, blah. And if you're nervous about the installation of the software or how to get the right settings for the instrument that you like to trade, or any questions you have, don't worry, because we do a white glove installation for new customers. You don't even have to install it yourself. We will take your mouse from above, if you will, and literally click your way into the future for you and install everything. And then you'll have an hour meeting with myself to help optimize your charts. It's included with the purchase. And like I said, if you don't have software, give me a call on the phone, and I will dig around into my bag of discount codes and most likely come up with a discount code that's even better than the WARP-OFF. But for now, I'm going to put discount code is WARP-OFF, WARPOFF. Make sure it works before I post it in the chat. WARP-OFF should take $500 off. There you go. And then go to checkout, PayPal, or continue shopping, and maybe there's a spot where you can give me a tip or something, like an extra 5K for a tip. What? Who said that? That's messed up, Jake. Just kidding. Give me a call. I want to talk to anybody who doesn't have the software. The code? Oh yeah, I just posted it, Deandra. WARP-OFF, WARPOFF. Oh, you're welcome. I can't believe you stayed as long as you did. It's a pretty good webinar, 312. Yeah, I could probably just keep talking for like another 3 hours. Now that I'm into it, it's like, I mean, no, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not do that. It'll take too long to buffer and to process this thing to put it on YouTube for Michael if I keep going. Deandra, yeah, if you have any questions, give me a shout, and I want to set you up with the software. We can get set up for you as soon as tomorrow, 3 or 5, 6, yeah, 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. I mean, probably even before the trading day starts. I don't know. I could put a rush on your order. Robert Harris has left. Wow, it's actually really cool how many people stayed. I appreciate you folks. Yeah, my email, I'm just gonna put my email in. Did I not send it? Oh, geez, I didn't send it. There's a discount code, WARPOFF, WARPOFF. And I'm gonna put my contact details in here one more time. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna put this all in here one more time. Send. There you go. Okay. Does anybody have any last minute questions that don't involve me doing a whole nother back test? Oh, I think we're good. All right. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you all, and we'll see you next week. And happy trading tomorrow. Happy, what's it, tomorrow? Oh, Friday, yeah. Happy Friday, happy Thursday. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Signing out.